That will ideally back up at some point. Ideally, I am overproducing now on those for the moment until I need infinite supplies more as I continue to do things. So what I could do now is either go and do all of the cottongut stuff that I wanted to do, or I can do the other important thing, which is to transfer off of natural gas for the glass stuff. But do I do that now, or do I just wait for the update to get pushed? That's the other key point. It's like, do I do that now, or do I just wait for the update to get pushed? And do I use fuel oil versus doing any other shenaniganry for the stuff and things? Because that would be another simple thing to do. Because basically everything using fuel oil, all of the glassworks buildings that are using natural gas right now will not be very functional. This will be functional though, because this is using glorious syngas. Why are you not getting sufficient? Get sufficient on those. Thanks. Please bring the sufficient quantities of the glass for my glass cores. That would be great. I need this to operate 100% of the time. The full 1.5. That'd be fantastic. By the way, organ printing is moving. The tech is it has motion on its progress. Not that great of motion, but motion nonetheless. What is the cause for the lack of motion? Neuroprocessors, because of course it's going to be the neuroprocessors, and of course it is the optical fiber. You know, it's the optical fiber. Optical the fiber. Needing more stuff. Needing more this. Needing more what? You are going to get all of the copper. You are going to have all the copper that you could ever desire shortly. How about you? You missing anything important? Nope. Nope. Not anymore. Not with the extra glass coming in. It's interesting, the flight times. I think I might have to tick up those as well a little bit. Make sure this constantly moves, so that we can have our glorious, beautiful optical fibers coming in. Yeah, we're moving. We are moving non-stop. We are good. We are glorious. We have the copper plates now coming in on this beautiful relationship of 1 to 1 to 1. And the optical fibers are flowing. Good. Next. Planning. Planning is next. Where is my... There is my actual crawdad. So, I feel a lot more comfortable, shall we say, navigating the base with my crawdad, specifically the mall, while riding in my crawdad. The only thing I have to worry about is destroying things that I don't want to destroy, rather than being destroyed. So that's a slight weight off my shoulders. I don't have to worry about being destroyed. I do have to worry about destroying. So, cottonguts is what we were working on, or planning on. Let's get rid of these requests here and clean up some of this beautiful inventory. Why is there a random... Oh. So did I just glitch a converter valve? I think I glitched a converter valve somehow. When dealing with the switching of the fluids on the pump jacks. Because it uses these to do its thing. It uses that to do its thing. Okay. The conversion of the crude into natural gas. And back again. What else? Just making sure I'm clean on this inventory as much as possible. And that I'm only really carrying around the things that I want to carry around. Oh yeah, I don't need that many DDCs. I'll keep 10, but otherwise... Cottonguts! So, I mean, obviously we're going to want to make the Mark IIs, right? I mean, that should be pretty obvious that I'm going to want to have the Mark II Cottonguts as the, or the Mark II studs, I should say, as the modules that I use in these in the longer term. So I want to work towards doing that a little bit. So get the Mark II building too. Yeah, that's what I'm slowly working on. That's what I am slowly working on. I should have the ability to make the Mark II building. I think I've actually picked up the Cottongut techs. Where are the... Where's the mice? Mice. You changed. What are you? Desulfurizator. Alright, good to know. Where are my... Where are the... This building. Here. Right here. You. Yeah, that. Ta-da! I mean, it's a fairly simple thing at this point. I do have that recipe. But the Mark II building is just going to require more module slots. I want the Mark II modules to make it even faster. It must be even faster. So, to do that, I'm going to need the Mark II modules. And this is the second recipe. Where is the first recipe? Cottongut. That was the stud pup, the stud Mark II. This one. So this one is in the creature chamber and requires the pluripotent stem cells. So this is like the reason I called BS on this recipe. Just this pluripotent stem cells was ultimately the reason. The 0.5% Mark II chance always just across the board is just calling BS on. But that's why we have this recipe that follows it to convert with studs and pups and all that, that ultimately gives you a much higher likelihood of getting additional Mark II modules, studs in this case, by growing them from the pups. We grow them from pups into thingies. These are the same recipe? I don't know. Game. Yeah, so here, and then here, this, yeah, so we're growing the pups. We grow 3 pups into 2 studs. I'll leave you to guess what happens to that third stud in between time. I'll let you decide. So so what happened here? Did they eat the weakest link? Did they eat the weakest link? Did they just kill it? Did they like what happened here? What happened to the weakest link? Natural selection. Yeah. Uh, anyway, so this is how we get the improved output versus the 0.5% chance here. But we still have to have this occur twice. So this needs to be set up, and it needs to move, and it needs to succeed twice to start the process that will give us an additional percent chance output. So that will take time. That will take time. As we saw with the Thaugi, doing the increase, getting that first recipe that is the 0.5% chance to happen twice with the Thaugi, managed to happen within a stream. But the issue here with these cottonguts is those pluripotent stem cells, which means that I need to actually have this tech happen. This tech needs to happen, and this is going to require sugar, so I need to set up tuuphra for it. And then the xenogenic cells are actually just anything, any piece of something. Now, I will note that this whole system here, this bioscaffolding stuff and xenogenic cells, is basically a way of converting one thing into another. So it's like a way if you want to convert guts into skin. For example, this is how we do it. By making the pluripotent stem cells out of whatever for the xenogenic. That is the purpose of this. But we have to actually get that tech first. But I'm not really going to do that. I'm not planning on doing that. What I am planning on, though, is using those pluripotents on making my studs and doing all that beautiful stuff. However, this needs quality cottongut food. That's the other thing here is what tech do I need for the quality cottongut food? Or do I already have it? I do already have it, which is good. So the quality cottongut food is things. Rennea. Okay, that's new. Moondrops, of course, which I also need to set up. We also need, like, sea sponge as well. So we have to think about, I need all of these things to do all of this. So we need all of these things. We don't need the quality food. We don't need the quality food for the initial cycles, but for the other cycles after that, we'll need a lot of stuff. So Rennea, Alexa, stop. That is the alarm telling me that it has been half of the time has been used of our stream today, and it is apparently warm outside, very warm, very warm. So Rennea. I apparently have Rennea at 1. I apparently have the initial Rennea, so that's good. What does the codex use? I can make that codex. I can make this sunflower sample, and this is all stuff that I have. So, real quick, because this will take only a moment to actually do, I can set up the output on the Rennea here, get one of these switched over. Do I need to switch one of these, or am I actually... Do I have sunflower in here already? I don't have sunflower in here already. So I'll just tell him to place a thing. Thank you for placing the thing. Sunflower. Do that request. And then one more codex, just for good measure. We've got metric tons of codices everywhere. Let's add one more for the rennea. That should replace these once this empties. Alright, so with that, I will be taking a break, and I will be back shortly. And I have returned. Welcome back. So just want to give this a sec to clean up all this, just to make sure that the fresh passive provider chest is placed here, so that I know. This will slowly. Oh, there it is. It's hanging out. There's a bro just sitting right there, just waiting. It's waiting for this to empty, and once it has emptied, it will place it, and then I have to restrict it by a lot, because this uses circuit 2s, and yeah, that can be quite painful in the long term. You're also only going to have 10 of those at any one time in this chest, because having a 300, yeah, that's not a good idea at all. Definitely not a very good idea. By the way, I have some military science. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got a little bit of a backup on how much military science I have. Just a bit. Just I have just a bit of this stuff called military science. You know, just casually. Also, I guess I could do the same thing there and there. Make use of all these. Alright, so then, yeah, limit that to that. Is there any other thingy? Oh yeah, you. Novins! Hey, Novins, go make rennea instead of that. Make rennea instead of more Novins. That sounds like a plan. Give me those codices. Yes, be free. Be free! So now that's moving, let's move on. Let's figure out what to do otherwise. So, cottonguts. Really? Really? Hold up. What? So, cottonguts. Ah, that explains a lot. Okay. Phew, that explains a lot. So I need to get the next tech of cottonguts to actually use the quality food to get even more cottonguts. To get even more, we can get 21 cottonguts. Oh boy. Oh boy, we can get 21 per cycle. That is interesting. Nicasium. 10 cottonguts, 2.5, so between 2 and 3 chem science packs for one of these, which is Crydrin. Oh boy. Alien sample 2s, that gets used anyway, but it's less or more. Wow, this ends up being like an actual just straight up alternative route. And it's still the same stuff. There's no circuit 2s here directly in this recipe. That's about all I can say. Well, we're not spending circuit 2s to get chem science, so that's a thing. Oh, and this outputs 3 units of negasium, so that is actually pretty decent, actually. 10 cottonguts to 2.5. 1 negasium to 2.5. So 3 times 2.5. So the stuff 7.5 of the chem science for 20 stainless steel and 10 rubber and 1 alien sample. 1 alien sample tier 2. That definitely makes those alien samples last a bit longer. A 10% chance to get 25. Yeah, I wish. I wish. I wish. But anyway, what I have access to right now is the basic cottongut food, and if I'm not mistaken, the basic cottongut food was this stuff, or what was using the what was using the oh, you use rennea and aurum and grod. Rennea, aurum, grod. Hold up, what was using? Oh, those. Right. That's what it was. So we do have to start somewhere with this. So we have to start with our production of the stud pups and grow them from pups into fully grown studs. So in order to do this process, we are going to need bedding, seaweed, basic food, a couple of initial cottongut studs, and we need sea sponge sprouts. So before we go and we worked on things like the rennea, the tuuphra, which we are going to need the seeds as well as the sugar processing chain for the tuuphra. And before we go and try to get more massive scale on the bedding, I think this is all going to start with sea sponge sprouts. We're also going to need both basic and quality food, so that's going to be particularly fun setting it up. But we're gonna start with this. So we've got sprouts, a sea sponge. You need tailings and you produce saline, but you need tailings and zogna. So that's what I need to get an initial quantity. I need like initial quantities of things, so that's what this is all going to be for. But tailings, though, and zogna. Alright. Well then. This will be interesting. I mean, I might as well do it here. Right? Just to get some initial quantities of stuff. Here's our zog. The zogna. Please reach! Oh noes. Oh noes. Oh noes. I can't reach that far. I figured as much. By the way, I had a sneaking suspicion that wasn't going to reach. Oh, of course you're on opposite sides of each other. That is actually convenient that it's on opposite sides. Excuse me? Oh. You just don't have the reach. There we go. Zogna! And then tailings. Oh boy. As with everything, this is a positive feedback loop, so it will improve its speed over time. It's that over time part that's pretty key. I'm actually just gonna grab this. Ooh, that's an interesting proposition, actually. Oops. Yeah. That'll actually make more nextlet on my main bus. Oddly enough. That will actually produce additional nextlet off the main bus through the exact same process I'm using for the train network. But what that also allows me to do is this. Is also doing this level of stretch. Oh, hey, it's Saline. Hello, Saline. Ah, don't you love Pipe Getty? I love Pipe Getty. Pipe Getty is awesome. Here, have your tailings. And have some glorious power and you know, something with which to get rid of that extra saline you've got going on there. I guess that's fine for now, because this is going to be a very, very slow process. A exceedingly slow process. Making the sea sponges. You're actually going to start with that. I need to sit here and actually wait, because I need to assign these modules. Or... no, I don't know of a way of pasting... ah, go away. Go away. Stuff and things. Pasting stuff and things. Stuff and things. So, what are we going to talk about as this stuff? That was epic eyeballing of what? Huh? What are you talking about? Epic eyeballing? Where? What was epic about my placement of pipes and things? That it was exactly aligned here to be right next to the machine? Yeah, that was... wait, how did I order? What was the order of operations here? Did I do this first? I think I did this first. Yeah, I did this first. I didn't plan this being here. I was expecting it to be... I was expecting this junction to be like out here. I was actually expecting it to be like here. Not right there. So this cycles between each other, but the key is I sort of need the modules. This produces how much? 1! Yay! 1 whole sea sponge. Oh boy, it will get faster once the first cycle happens, and then this next cycle will be faster, and then the next cycle will be faster, and then etc. etc. Then I can put a passive provider chest, and we can go between these and just accrue slowly, very slowly. In the meantime, let's do the exact same thing with like Moondrop and tuuphra, I guess. Moondrop and tuuphra. Fortunately, I have Vraux cocoons, and fortunately, I have a little bit of a build. I have a little bit of a self-sustaining build. Well, self-sustaining, but from water build for my Vraux cocoons. Just like a for reference here, I have a from water build on Vraux cocoons. It's pretty glorious. just add a bit of the steel for the initial supply of the thingy-madoohickeys, water barrels, and then it's fine. It works. As is, just add power and water. I like it. I like it a lot for that particular build. However, I do have other builds to do. Tuuphra! Hello, Tuuphra. You're supposed to stack bigger. There. Yes. Stack more. More stack. More stack is required from you. It is the botanical nurseries that deal with the seeds. So, nursery for seeds. And then actual tuuphra buildings. I can do Mark IIs, can't I, of tuuphra? I can. Absolutely set up Mark IIs for tuuphra. I will need a lot of potatoes anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna think about the potatoes. Let's get that. Oh god, that's a building. Okay. That is a building. So say hello to giant space potatoes. To the absolutely gigantic space potatoes. What do we need to do the upgrade? Of course it is a 0.5% chance. But of course it is a 0.5% chance. And this, I don't think, has the better version yet. Kickalk has the better version done already. Not so with tuuphra, so we're not going to be going for the Mark IIs. I'm sorry to say, but we're not really going to be going for the Mark II tuuphra modules at this point because we're basically just stuck with a 0.5% chance to get every single module that we will ever need on tuuphra. So, yep, not happening on this day. Not happening. Anyway, I have all of that. Do I have all of that on my network? On my logistic network? I think it's just the course fraction, maybe. Oh, this will... Obviously, this will need a much, much faster inserter. Actually, no, it won't. What am I thinking? Wait a minute. No. It will not need a much faster inserter. I am joking. I assumed this machine is fast for a second there. No. No. Nah, 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 nah. Oh, I do have a little bit, not a lot. It's probably just coming from storage chests on the course fraction. So what I can do with course fraction is something. I can do something with course fraction. Yes, I can. Absolutely. Who here is course fraction? You. Right, this is the biomass thing. So, voiding biomass. Oh boy. Yeah. I'm totally going there, aren't I? This is not actually built for my proper purposes. So, I will probably just do that. Probably just gonna do this. And like paste it down there. Get request chest for sufficient quantities of iron. Bots will place all those down, and I will load a provider chest. So that's course fraction. Ta-da! Course fraction. On my logistic network. How's the lard doing? Lard's doing pretty well right about now. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking the lard is doing a bit well at the moment. Might want to switch away from the lard production. How about the brains? Brains are flowing. These are stacking. More thingies. Oh, do I not have... Do I not have another one of these at Mark II? I guess not. I guess I stopped production of the Mark II slaughterhouses. Gee, I wonder why. What do I even... Actually, I think bones? The reason would be... I think I need more bones for fertilizer, but I need to check my fertilizer. Fertilizer? Wherefore art thou? Yeah, I was right. How do I know these things randomly off the top of my head that I haven't looked at in hours? It's like, oh yeah, this fleeting thought in my mind. It's like, oh hey, don't you need bones for the fertilizer? Actually, yes. I do need more bones for fertilizer, so hey, there we go.